2024 for the Arkansas Razorbacks. First time they have been here in Fayetteville in quite some time. Almost 300 days as they host the UAB Blazers out of the AAC. And the Hawk ready to take the field. Well, the Arkansas Razorbacks will try to regroup after what was a very tough game at Oklahoma State last weekend. Dave Neal alongside SEC's leading passer Aaron Murray with us and Ashley Shamati on the sidelines. And let's talk about this Arkansas team for just a moment. I mean, let's face it, they completely dominated last week and came away with an L. How do you put that out of your mind and refocus on what's in front of you?
Well, there's nothing better than going on the road against a ranked opponent and dominating the game, but then it doesn't feel good when you don't walk out of there, like you allude to, with the W. So yeah, you take a lot from it that, hey, we can compete with a lot of teams across the country, but we have to learn how to finish those ball games. So I want to see them come out here this afternoon, start fast, put last week behind them. It's going to be a long season, but this is a really good football team.
Well, offensively, how impressive was it? New quarterback, new running back, it all worked. I mean, they just over 600 yards again last week. What's been impressive about this offense?
Well, it starts with the quarterback, Taylor Green, the transfer from Boise State, and the improvement of throwing the football during the springtime fall camp. It's showing early on in this season, pushing it vertically down the field, getting outside the pocket to break down defenses, and then the accuracy down the field. But this is when he's most special, Dave. Getting into the second and third level with his legs. He's 6'6", 230.
Huge.
I didn't believe it until I saw him in person. He's got the size, the speed. Continue working in the pocket.
Obviously, offense a big factor of this year's 2024 Razorback team. For more on that, let's go down to the sideline and visit with Ashley Shamati.
Guys, you were talking about it, just a really pivotal game for Arkansas. Taylor Green and company obviously super disappointed in how that last game ended. They felt like they were 100% the better team against Oklahoma State, but those costly mistakes obviously ended the game. So heading into this week, talking to head coach Sam Pittman, he said, look, it's not so much about respecting our opponent, it's about respecting ourselves, playing for the guy next to you. That has been the message all week long, and of course, schematically, they want to start fast, cut down the penalties. They had 7 last week for 71 crucial yards. So just play a clean game, play hard, hopefully get back on track before they officially start conference play next week, guys.
Yeah, Ashley, this is the last non-conference before they rattle off 7 straight conference games. Trent Dilfer on the other side of the field, of course, Super Bowl winning quarterback with the Baltimore Ravens, and second year now at UAB after 4 years as a high school coach, and won a couple of state championships. Sold out here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. UAB wins the coin toss. They defer. UAB will take the opening kickoff. And the Blazers will come out offensively behind their quarterback, Jacob Zeno. Now in his 3rd year at UAB. Last year, though, threw for over 3,100 yards, 20 touchdowns. Turnovers a bit of a problem for him with 9 interceptions. He had 4 fumbles lost as well, but a lot to like. He really completes the football. I mean, it's among the best in the country.
Well, he gets it out on time in rhythm. Does a good job with his legs as well, extending the plays, finding open receivers on the field. Just as we talk about this offense this afternoon, it's about finding an identity. Don't really know exactly what they want to do. We'll see if they figure it out.
Isaiah Jacobs with that first handoff. Nice gain on first down. He'll pick up 6 yards. Jaden Johnson on that back end comes up to make the play for Arkansas. This Arkansas defense giving up less than 20 points through 2 games. Another inside handoff between the tackles. Cameron Ball, the big fellow out of Atlanta, Georgia, first one there.
That's what you want to do, Dave. If you're on the road against an opponent that may be superior to you at the line of scrimmage, if you can get to 30 manageable situations, this is what we talk about with Jacob Zeno and his running ability. A threat now all of a sudden in a 3rd and 1.
Lee Beebe Jr. in a tailback on a 3rd down and short for the Blazers. Handoff to the right side, and second, third efforts, and a big gainer by Beebe out over the 45 to the 47 before Danico Slaughter, the Tennessee transfer, able to trip him up, but a pickup of 15.
Eric Gregory does a good job, Arkansas defense tackle, getting in the backfield, but running back shifty enough to make a move to the right, see the hole, keep his balance. to get the first down.
Maury Thomas didn't know if we would see him today. It was a game time decision, but looks healthy enough to come on the field, a wide receiver now for UAB. Another little handoff and nothing doing on that play. Right back to the line of scrimmage. Xavier Sori Jr., the transfer from Georgia, 3 years in Athens, first year here at Arkansas, making that tackle, 15 stops on the season.
Oh, they're raving about Sori at that second level linebacking position, and just has the speed, has the natural bend, was a top recruit athlete coming out, going to Georgia, already making a huge impact for this defense in game 3.
Zeno will throw. Drops it off underneath. Nico Slaughter able to push BB out of bounds, but a gain of 4 for the Blazers. Now you're looking at a 3rd down and 6 coming up.
Arkansas has been struggling. Their keys on the defensive side of the football is to get after the quarterback. Not enough turnovers, not enough sacks. This is an opportunity here, 30-medium situation. See if they dial up some sort of pressure early on.
46% on 3rd downs this year for the Blazers. Isaiah Jacobs in at running back. They'll fake it to him. Zeno trying to set up a little screen. One-handed catch by Jacobs. Tries to turn the corner, and he'll have the first down at the 40-yard line. Nico Slaughter with the big hit, but a first down for the Blazers, and this drive continues after the gain of 6.
Well, Arkansas brings the pressure. The corner cat blitz off the outside. Good job from the quarterback. Zeno retreating a little bit, feeling the pressure, throwing it to the running back, and then the sweet one-handed grab from Jacobs, and then lowers the absolute boom to get the first down.
Good start for the Blazers. A couple of first downs inside Arkansas territory at the 40. They will hand it off to Jacobs off the right side to the 35. Good block by the tight end, Bryce Davis.
Davis, good size, 6'3", 240. He's going to be coming across on the zone read block. Kicking out the defensive end one-on-one there with Landon Jackson, who's 6'7", 280. So that's not an easy task at all.
7th play of this drive. Little end around. Here's Thomas. He's tripped up by the time he hits the ground. He's at the 31 and yards shy of the line to gain. Maury Thomas, the sophomore out of Birmingham.
Right now, positive yards first and second down. They're moving it. Nice, easy gains. A lot of misdirection, too. Get Arkansas running sideline to sideline.
BB back in now at running back. 3rd down and a yard. A couple of receivers to the near side. They hand it to BB. Stutter steps. First down to the 25, down to the 24-yard line. Junka comes up to make the play. And the senior transferred in from Albany, an FCS All-American a year ago.
Well, Brady Wilson, the center, does a great job getting enough of the double team and then working to the second level. And right now, this offensive line for UAB dictating the line of scrimmage at the moment.
10th play of the drive coming up. Here's BB off the right side again. Stood up around the 22. Jaden Johnson, the Arkansas defender, to stop BB.
That's right now the right side of the offensive line. DJ Jones, the right tackle. Same thing we just talked about with the center. Brady Wilson does a good job working his double to the second level. And right now they're getting 4 hands on this defensive line, moving them, displacing them, and then getting to that second level. These runs have been great on first down.
They will throw it here. Zeno. Here's Thomas. Breaks a tackle to the 15-yard line. That'll be another first down as he picks up 7. Stephen Dix Jr. able to track him down, but boy, what a drive for this UAB team that really got handled last week. Only 6 points against ULM.
Well, it's a good thing. You know, we're excited to see Thomas. A little bit unsure if he was going to be playing in the ball game here this afternoon, but he's a dynamic athlete, and good job by Zeno wanting to take a shot down the field on the corner route. He felt the DBs and linebackers dropping, take the completion, get it to number 1 in space. He's able to get the first down.
Empty set.
So we got to be careful with quarterback run.
4-man rush. Going toward the end zone. The catch is made, but out of bounds. What a grab, though, by Thomas. You can see why he set the UAB freshman record with 53 receptions a year ago.
They're going to spread him out, get one-on-one on the backside. No safety help. Well-thrown football, but better coverage by Robinson, number 13, the DB for Arkansas. And they challenged these DBs this week in practice. Definitely missed some opportunities in the second half against Oklahoma State. This unit has to play better this afternoon.
Stack receivers to the right, but they'll run it to the left. Robinson comes up to make the initial contact.
Good initial surge right there from defensive end number 4, June Cash, getting in there. And man, it's been a great drive for UAB, for Arkansas to sit back and say, hey, can we just hold them right now to a field goal? Been punched up and down in the mouth here on the first drive defensively.
3 for 3 on third downs on this drive. Zeno trying to take it himself. Needed to get down to the 5-yard line, and he has stood up and pushed back. Anthony Switzer, the first one there. The 5th-year senior transfer from Utah State. And here comes the UAB kick team.
They're trying to sneak Davis, the tight end, number 48, from right to left in the flat. He's going to have 2 blockers. Arkansas does a good job staying home, staying disciplined with their eyes. Not getting out of place there to force the 4th down in the field goal. But so I think you walk away, Dave, if I'm UAB, saying, man, that drive was pretty darn near perfect, moving the ball down the field.
Jonah DeLonga, 4 out of 4 on the year. Made both his attempts last week. This one from 27 yards, and it is right through the upright, so he remains perfect. And Arkansas with an outstanding drive to get this one started. 7:33 to go in the first quarter here in Fayetteville.
SEC Network Football is presented by the new Fun 99 menu at Sonic. Live free, eat Sonic.
A wild band of Razorbacks outside of Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Gorgeous day in Fayetteville. Glad you could join us. Dave Neal, Aaron Murray, Ashley Chamonix down the sidelines. Bobby Petrino, the offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach for Arkansas, will get his offense on the field after this kick. What a drive by UAB. I mean, that was about as well done as you would expect. As you said, you probably want a touchdown out of that. But 15 plays, 66 yards, and almost 7.5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, just positive plays on 1st and 2nd down. Like that's the key, man. Can you get to 3rd and manageable and continue to frustrate this defensive line for Arkansas, where they can't just tee off and get after the quarterback?
Zatania back to return this kick. Zatania, one of the few guys that also is a punt returner / kick returner. Most teams will have one for each specialty, but here at Arkansas, they want the ball in his hands. Can't do it on this trip, so the offense comes out to the 25-yard line. And our first look at Taylon Green today, the junior out of Louisville, Texas, by way of Boise State, where he was the Mountain West Championship game offensive MVP, and Bobby Petrino really loved him, and the opportunity to get him here was a big selling point.
Well, we've seen it through the first 2 weeks of the season. Darn near perfect when it comes to decision-making, throwing. Has to work on some fundamentals in the pocket that they're going to correct here throughout the season.
That pass is knocked away and incomplete to start this drive. Adrian Maddox able to bat that one down. Taylon Green last year was a quarterback that had the 4th highest passing game, I should say last week, 4th highest passing game in Arkansas history with that 416-yard performance. And off left side, big hole for Jaquindon Jackson. Out to the 47-yard line.
Number 76, Harris, does a good job feeling the safety coming down, getting to the 3rd level, for goodness sakes. But this is the part of the offense that I absolutely love, and they got away from it a little bit last week in the second half versus Oklahoma State. Jackson was dealing with some cramps, but man, number 22, when he gets downhill running, he's got the size, he's got the speed.
They'll go empty here. Rodney Hill checks into the game, but he splits out as a wide receiver. Green throw. Down one is picked off at midfield. The race is on toward the goal line. Michael Moore will be tripped up inside the 15. And a huge turnover, and UAB is in business inside the red zone.
Perfect execution defensively by the linebacker. He's going to pass off the number 1 slant to the inside. Taylor thinks he's going to hit the number 2 off of it. Comes right there and reads the quarterback's eyes beautifully. What a start for the Blazers here.
Miscues the story last week for this Arkansas team. As well as they played in terms of stats and points, they just had interceptions, they had muff punts, and just too much. And 7 penalties in that game. Had to be clean on the road, according to Coach Pittman, and that was certainly the case. And they didn't start this one off the way they anticipated with the interception a moment ago.
Well, you're going to get double slants by number 3 and number 2. You're just going to be reading the linebacker. If he takes the number 3 receiver to the inside, you're throwing it out to number 2. Just have to be quicker. He's sitting inside. You see that get to number 2 faster. It took way too long. And then good play by Michael Moore.
So from the 15-yard line, they will hand it off to Lee Beebe Jr., who is wrapped up. The spot is forward progress, about a half-a-yard loss.
Good job by Aaron Gregory, number 50, winning his one-on-one battle up front. We talked about the previous drive, UAB winning on 1st and 2nd down. This defense line needs to be challenged to start creating some negative plays.
Cam Shanks goes in motion to get him the football. Trying to turn the corner, does so, and touchdown UAB from 15 yards out. Terrell McDonald with a huge block on the outside, allowing Shanks to get to the end zone. And how about this from UAB?
We're going to take a look to see if he stays in bounds. Shanks is kind of your Mr. Do-It-All. Going to catch the ball, going to get jet sweeps, just want to get him in open space. You said it, though. You want big plays in the run game? Offense line has to do their job, but tight ends and receivers getting to the 2nd and 3rd level themselves, especially to the outside. McDonald does a great job holding on to his block to allow the shifty Shanks to get in the end zone for the touchdown. It's close.
Obviously his legs hit the pylon, but where was the football? And that line extends beyond the goal line, extends beyond the sideline. So even if he was in the air and got past that line, it would be a touchdown, but it is a close look down there. I don't think there was anything down the line we had that would overturn this, in my opinion.
Not from the angles we've seen so far, Dave. We get another look to see. To me, I don't see anything hit until well after the ball cleared the line.
Well, it is a touchdown as they are lining up for the point after. And it is through the uprights. And who saw this one coming? A team last week that got shocked by UNLM 32-6, up 10-0 on the road. Well, coming up next at 7:45 Eastern, 6:45 Central, 7th-ranked Tennessee hosts Kent State in Knoxville. It's also available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere, find live sports with where to watch, only on the ESPN app and ESPN.com, the ultimate viewing guide to live sports. Well, UAB all smiles at this moment here in the first quarter. They lead by 10. Rodney Hill back to return this kickoff. And it's an onside adventure and scooped up by Arkansas. Down to the 30-yard line. And a big play for Arkansas to maybe generate some momentum as Monte Harrison, the 29-year-old freshman who spent 10 years in baseball and professional baseball comes up with a big play.
Offside. Kicking team, number 16. That 5-yard penalty tacked on to the end of the run. First down.
Well, Dilfer trying to keep the momentum on their side with the little sneak onside kick, but the former baseball player, second round pick by the Milwaukee Brewers, does not get fooled, comes up, catches it nicely. You see him protecting the football, preparing for impact, and then takes it and gets some positive yards afterwards. And all of a sudden, let's see if Arkansas with a short field can take advantage and get some points on the board here in the first.
What a play from Monte Harrison. Coaches say he's gradually working himself maybe into some more snaps on the offensive side. Here's the toss sweep to Quindon Jackson off the left side. He'll be tripped up just inside the 15th by Sarad Bryant, who had 13 stops last week. 9-yard gain.
I think this is a moment right now. You saw a nice run on the first possession, a nice run there. The offensive line's doing a good job on a lot of these pulls, getting out in open space and making blocks. But, man, I just keep feeding number 22, Jackson. He is just so much fun to watch.
Line up out of that pistol formation. Now they'll scoot Jackson to the left. Fake it to him and throw it out. It's a little high throw. They were trying to hit Andrew Armstrong, who made his first appearance of the season last week with a dynamic 10-catch performance.
Well, that's going to be your run-pass option. And if you like to throw it to the outside to that stick route, you can pull it and throw it. The tough part, though, is, Dave, when you're throwing to the left and there's pressure in your face in these out routes, your arm ankle has to kind of adjust awkwardly to make the throw and just unable to do it there.
Traditional I formation. Get it to Jackson, and he will have the first down. Tyon Jones, the senior, he transferred in from Townsend State with the tackle, but here's an opportunity for the Hogs to get some of that momentum back after a long opening drive by UAB, and then Arkansas with an interception that allowed the Blazers to pick up a touchdown on the ensuing drive.
When's the last time you said I formation in a football
Long
game?
time, since I watched Georgia play back in your day. Green will keep it himself. Not much happening there as he's wrapped up, about a yard gain. Desmond Little, the defensive end, the first one there for the Blazers.
And that's just a misread from the quarterback. On those zone reads, you're going to read the defensive end. If he turns his shoulders and starts running down the line of scrimmage to make the tackle, the running back, that's when you pull it. Then you'll have Luke Haas as a lead blocker. But if the defensive end settles at all, you got to give that ball to the running back.
Second down. Green to throw. Steps up in the pocket, has time over the middle, and that one is through the hands of his intended target, Tyrone Broden. The crowd in that part of the end zone felt there might have been some pass interference as Jones and Dempsey were back there for UAB.
Well, Broden does a good job getting vertical on his stem and then breaking off in the back of the end zone. Ball's just behind. I don't see any defensive pass interference there. Call has a little grab in there, but I mean, you put that ball out in front, that's a touchdown for this offense.
Third down and 8. Green to throw again. Again to the back of the end zone. Had a man wide open. Again, it was Broden, but this one sails high. Boy, a couple of throws that Taylon Green would love to have back.
Wide open once again. You're going to get a too high split safety look. In the middle of the field is just looking beautiful as a quarterback. Almost get too excited when you come back to the post route down the middle. And Broden is as open as you can possibly get inside the red zone. That's two errant throws there from the quarterback.
So here is a 28-yard field goal, and of course this has been an area of concern after last week. Kyle Ramsey 1 of 3, and of course missed a big one last week, but connects for Arkansas's first points.
You're going to get two high safeties. You're going to get corners going to take this safety out. Then you're going to get the post route wide open down the middle of the field. Watch the safety split. Field safety's out of there. Post route's wide open. Just throw it to him right now. So again, just like on the interception, just a little bit late for Taylon Green getting through his reads and then throwing the ball down the field.
Hogs will take the 3 points, but certainly had an opportunity for 7 there. Talking to Bobby Petrino yesterday, still working on some of the mechanics, fundamentals for Taylen Green, arm angles, arm slots, kind of stuff that he's dealing with. Trying to improve that. Work in progress, but a lot to like with Taylen, especially when you look at his size at 6'6", 230 pounds, but those are the kind of throws you got to make. Especially in this league that is so unforgiving. You're not going to have many.
Not in the red zone either.
Right.
Like red zone, as we know, if things get condensed, windows get condensed, you have to make that type of throw.
So a 10-3 game with 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. 7 plays, just 13 yards for the Hogs. Ryan Pepin's back to return the kick. Lee Witherspoon also back there for the Blazers, a high kick. And this one will sail into the end zone. Time to get our first update of our afternoon tilt. Let's get you to Dari. What's up, buddy?
Well, Dave, it's time for Expert Moves, brought to you by Principal, and we'll go to Norman, Oklahoma Sooners. A lot of people questioning them after last week's disappointing win against Houston, but they're off to a quick start. Taylor Tatum into the end zone, 14-zip Sooners, second quarter against Tulane.
Thank you, Dari. Here it's 10-3. Crowd making some noise. Need a stop. Get this offense back on the field. The experienced Jano, fifth-year senior. Started his career at Baylor, but his 3rd year with the Blazers. Quick throw. Shanks, who had the touchdown, out over the 30, and a flag comes in late. This may be a targeting as Shanks' helmet came flying off at the end of that play. Landon Jackson, one of a couple of Arkansas Razorbacks, in on that play.
Dilfer said, hey, can we get 8 the football more in space against this defense?
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 18. 15-yard penalty added to the run. Automatic first down.
Well, that's TJ Metcalf.
UAB number 8 can stay in the game.
There's a couple face masks there. Look like Landon Jackson also is grabbing the face mask as well. But the sudden burst from Shanks, great blocks once again on the outside. These receivers are doing a really good job here in the first corner of taking care of the perimeter. And then Shakes with that quickness to get vertical to get a nice gain there.
It's a first down and 10. Ball will be at the 46-yard line. Hand it off right side. Isaiah Jacobs across midfield. Keevy Rose makes the tackle, the 5th-year senior. 2nd year here in Fayetteville, started in Louisiana Tech. Boy, the run game has been impressive. I mean, the guys up front for UAB right now are kind of putting it on the Hogs' defensive line.
Well, there's no surge from that front line of the defensive line for Arkansas, so these offensive linemen are just getting to the second level way too easy.
Zeno. That looked like there may have been a face mask there. No flag on the play. Cameron Ball able to bring him down. Saw the Blazer players that were on the outside of that play looking at the officials.
I think they missed this one. You watch number 5 grab the face mask and rip it down. I mean, that was, I think, more obvious, Dave, than the first one they called a couple plays ago.
Wow.
Now, they wanted to clean up the penalties, and should have been 2 right there on this possession for the defense.
Isaiah Jacobson at running back. 3rd down. Zeno trying to turn the corner. Need to get to the 44-yard line. They're going to spot it right on the 44. I think that should be, actually they move it just shy of the 44 now. So it's going to be 4th down and a foot maybe.
Yeah, they actually back it up to the 45-yard line. So it'll be about a yard to gain here to get the first down for UAB. Smart play by Zeno as he's number 1's not there. There was an open receiver. Based on the concept, there was an offense lineman down the field, so that would have been a penalty. Good job just taking it, knowing the play, and getting this 4th and short situation.
Travis Williams, the defensive coordinator. Hoping his club can get a stop here, and they can't. First down and more. What a run for Jacobs. Powers his way inside the 35, down to the 32 before Metcalf wrestles him to the turf. A gain of 11.
This offensive line is winning the battle up front. Everyone is doing their job. No surge from Arkansas's defensive line. one-on-one, crunch time, 4th and 1, and UAB beats them up at the line of scrimmage.
Here's BB. He's inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line.
Right now, it's a decent amount of missed tackles, but not a lot of clear shots either. You're seeing glancing blows and then tremendous balance from what Dilfer was telling us yesterday in the coach's call a couple days ago of he feels really good about his running backs. It's just finding our identity as an entire unit, and right now I think you're finding your identity. This offensive line did not do a great job in pass protection a week ago in the loss. Right now they're challenging the run game and they're taking it.
Lee Witherspoon, the 3rd running back, checks into the game now. Quick hitter, and that one's dropped by Thomas. He doesn't drop many. He would have had the 1st down.
Love the quick release right there from Jacob Zeno. Seeing the second level come up on the run pass option. And an awkward stance, just throws it to his top receiver, Thomas, who, as you alluded to, does not miss many footballs. Seeing pressure, pressure, pressure. Can we get some pressure from this Arkansas front 4? Do they have to bring a 5th guy to create it?
Timeout. UAB. 30 seconds.
42 seconds to go here in the first quarter. That has been completely dominated by UAB. Hey, tonight after Kent State and Tennessee, SEC football final with Dari, Chris, and Benjamin. Take you through the biggest stories of the day and break down all the SEC games. Around 11 Eastern, 10 Central right here on this very network. And of course, you can always find it on the ESPN app. A lot to talk about. Good win for Missouri at home against top 25 Boston College. Boy, LSU had to rally down 24-10 in that game. Found a way to win late. Field goal that would have sent the game to overtime just misses for South Carolina. Here it's 3rd down and 5 for the Blazers after that timeout. BB Jr. in the game at running back. But Zeno scrambles, throws back. This pass is caught. A flag down in the backfield. Reception by Malachi Holt. Bennett stays on his feet inside the 10-yard line, but that one may be coming back.
I think it's going to be a holding call on Yates, on Sorey, the linebacker blitzing.
Offense, number 71, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
When we talk about the athleticism from Xavier Sorey, does a good job trying to win the one-on battle against the tackle. Really good throw. I think both guys in there. I think he was throwing to the other receiver. Ends up getting the completion, but watch the hold. Number 71, one-on-one against Sorey, and then just last second after the spin move, gets pulled down to the ground.
That'll back the football up to the 39-yard line and make it a 3rd down and 15. Lee Beebe Jr. stays in the game at running back. 3 receivers to the far side of the field, and a flag comes in. They say delay of game. Boy, our umpire came running in.
Delay of game. Defense, number 18, for disconcerting signals. He was clapping. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Boy, a point of emphasis this year in college football is that particular subject.
Yeah, and we saw it for LSU earlier on this afternoon, where the defensive linemen, we see a lot of those quick shifts. And we see trying to get the attention of his guys, but they are looking for that this year. Sudden movements by the defensive line, people clapping as well.
Well, UAB has put up 112 yards in the opening quarter. They lead by a touchdown. They have the football. End of the first quarter. Back to Fayetteville on the other side.
Here with UAB head coach Trent Dilfer. And coach, what a way to start this game for you guys. What's been the key for your offense? How do you keep this momentum going?
I think, we play with great energy. Kids were motivated to play their best football. How many times can you play your best ball again and again and again? That's really the scoreboard today, is us against us. How many times we can play our best ball, and at this point they're doing that.
All right, coach, good luck. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ashley. Third down, though, coming up. Third down and 10 for UAB to start the second quarter. Quick slant over the middle. Pass is caught. Here's Thomas. Foot race. He's to the 10, to the 5. He gets in the end zone. That'll be a Blazer touchdown. Danico Slaughter couldn't trip him up. 34 yards on a third down and 10.
Same story for this Arkansas defense. No pressure on the quarterback. Sits in there comfortably. And then one-on-one with a quick slant. Perfectly thrown football from Zeno. And then it is a race to the pylon. And number 1, Amari Thomas. Man, is he good in his second year as a star wide receiver for the Blazers.
Sophomore out of Birmingham, Alabama. We weren't even sure we were going to see him today. And we've seen him now. Going after is up and good. And how about this story evolving here in Arkansas? The Blazers leaded by 2 touchdowns.
It's one-on-one coverage. You have to beat your man to the inside. And then you have to throw a perfect ball on top of that. Both those things, check, check. And then the missed tackles and the balance from the skill players for UAB, from running backs to receivers. These guys are not going down. I mean, look at the total yards right now as we start the second quarter, 146-36. Arkansas needs to respond with a long drive.
Arkansas, so number 20 is now number 46.
How do you approach it if you're a Bobby Petrino?
For Arkansas.
Like, how do we try to settle things down?
I think you got to run the football. They've had some success. And then also, get some easy plays for your quarterback, Taylon Green. Right now, 0 for 5 in this ball game. He's a little bit erratic. Can you get him outside the pocket, get him on the move, get his confidence going here? But most importantly, keep your defense off the field. About 12 minutes to 3 right now, time of possession in favor of UAB.
Rodney Hill back to return the kick from Noah Grant, who handles the kickoffs for UAB. Kick sailed through the back of the end zone. Boy, ULM last week held this UAB team to 92 yards on the ground, 2 yards a carry basically. And today in the first quarter, Blazers had 16 rushes for 73 yards, 4.5 average.
You know, the funny thing is, last week against one of the best, if not best, running backs in the country, there in Oklahoma State, they stopped the run. Right now, they're not doing it for Arkansas, but man, look at the difference right now. Don't forget also an interception by Taylon Green as well.
Only the 10th play of this game so far for Arkansas's offense. UAB has run 24. Jaquindon Jackson. And Arkansas going to have to use a timeout.
First charge timeout. Arkansas. Media timeout.
Whew. Bobby Petrino, not a happy man down there on the sidelines. And welcome back to SEC Network Football, presented by Sonic. The Blazers, 17-3 here in the second quarter. Hogs with 36 yards on 9 plays. Just called the timeout after the kickoff. Hit the reset button. Let's see what comes out. Jaquindon Jackson, a little toss sweep near side, and he is hit immediately. And now you got the Blazers playing with a little energy. Everett Russaw, the sophomore out of Atlanta Cedar Grove High School.
Well, it's Carmona versus Dempsey, number 1, the defensive back corner for UAB. Gets up and around, forcing the running back to come inside. Then good pursuit from the second level of the Blazers. And see if we get an easy completion to get the quarterback's confidence up.
Throws near side, pass caught. There's Armstrong. He'll be shy of the first down. They will spot him at the 34, so it'll be 3rd and 1. Colby Dempsey on the coverage on the back end for UAB.
Oh, the chemistry between these two guys, Green and Armstrong, was very evident last week with 10 receptions in his first game back from injury. And you want to get in rhythm, throw it to the 6'4", lengthy receiver on the outside. And how can you get a first down to stay on the field?
Line up in that pistol again with Jackson at tailback. Grote goes in motion. Green will keep it. Has the first down. out over the 45 to the 48-yard line, a gain of 14.
I want to watch Luke Haas coming across from left to right, takes on the defensive end one-on-one. And then good read from Taylor Green to pull it, get north, don't mess around, get the first down.
Green will throw here, and that one is incomplete. Boy, Sam Pittman down there with his arms up in the air. Can't believe there was no pass interference. Dempsey and Armstrong battling.
I think he's just late once again. I mean, this is the biggest thing with Taylor Green, being able to get the ball out on time and in rhythm. Ball's late, allows Dempsey to make a break on it and get his left hand in there to knock it away. I think good no call there.
Now 2nd down and 10. A couple of tight ends. 2 receivers near side. Run it to the left. Big hit out at the 38-yard line. So they spot him back at the 37. Ray Thornton, third, comes up to make the play, but a gain of 9, so it'll be 3rd down and a yard.
Left tackle Fernando Carmona is going to be exhausted after this game with all the pulling that he's been doing so far in the first half, getting on the edge, opening up holes for his running back, and this is going to be the recipe, getting into this 12 personnel, 2 tight ends and running it.
Well, actually at the 43-yard line, so 3rd down and 1. Jackson stays in the game. It's a single setback. Green goes under center. There's your first down carry. Now they're down to the 37-yard line. Michael Moore in there to make the stop. A senior out of Houston, Texas, a junior college transfer. Forget some more football coming your way. Georgia and Kentucky on ABC at 7:30 tonight. Kent State and Tennessee, our nightcap right here on the SEC Network as Rodney Hill checks in at running back. They'll fake it to him. Here's Green, throws, and that one is almost picked off. Boy, Broden just looked like he quit on it on the turn out of his break. Dempsey had his hand on it and almost tapped it right back to himself.
I really don't understand the rollout to the left and then trying to throw a deep cross back across the field. I don't know if the quarterback went the wrong direction. There's some sort of miscommunication, but you want to roll out to that. It's a double post with a deep cross, and just a bad mistake once again.
So from the 37-yard line, here is Taylor Green. He'll get it down to the 32-yard line. Michael Moore again with a tackle. Well, this is a guy that they think has NFL talent at 6'5", 245. Just getting some reps at linebacker. He hadn't had a whole lot of reps.
Well, it's exactly 1 year since Michael Moore moved from defensive line to that linebacking position, and just getting better and better with each game. Has the interception in the first quarter of this one.
Rodney Hill stays in the game, but he'll split out as a wide receiver to the far side of the field. An empty set here for Taylor Green on 3rd and 5. And I think a timeout taken by UAB.
Second charge timeout. UAB. Media.
So we'll take it as well. Hogs trying to keep this drive alive, down 14 here at home.
The new 12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
It's been a special week at the Southeastern Conference when it comes to the AP poll, as 6 of the top 7 right out of this conference. First time that has happened, going all the way back to 1936. I mean, an amazing run to this point. And as far as the 2025 playoff looks like, the 4 highest ranked conference champions will be seeded 1 through 4. So only one of those SEC teams, if that were to ever hold through. Of course, that probably won't happen as we start to beat each other up in this league. But only the conference champion will get that first round bye in the playoff this year.
No safeties deep. They're up in the line of scrimmage, going to force Taylor to throw the ball, and that's drop back now.
3-man rush. They will drop 8. Boy, nice move by Green, and he will dive forward. Let's see where they spot him. This is going to be really close. I think the nose of that football is going to need to touch the 28. He's going to be a little bit shy. 4th down coming up. O.C. Brothers able to wrap him up just before he was able to cross the line.
That's a good job by Taylor. Not freaking out when you see the drop 8 coverage. When it looked like 0 initially, stayed calm in the pocket, got through his reads, and then used his legs to get to the short down.
Big set for Arkansas on 4th and short. Handoff. Boy, what a run from Jaquindon Jackson. He just ran right through a UAB defender. Has a first down at the 15-yard line. A 14-yard run.
Well, look at the entire left side of the offensive line, along with Paskey, number 81, the tight end, just caved everything down. And then when you give Jackson, who's 235 pounds, ahead of steam going downhill, watch out.
That was a huge collision. Brothers goes 245, the linebacker for UAB. Rodney Hill now checks in at running back. They will hand it to Rodney. He's inside the 5. He's down to the 2-yard line. Everett Rousseau brings him down, but a gain of 13.
A good job by Luke Haas, coming from right to left, getting up inside the hole as the lead blocker, working his way to the linebacker to set things up for the running back to get here to the 2-yard line.
They'll go 3 tight end again. Braylon Russell now at running back, an I formation. Well, the jumbo package is definitely on display here for Arkansas. Hand it off right side to Russell at 253 pounds. Got a good block from his tight fullback Lassiter. And Arkansas with their first touchdown of the day.
Great drive, staying committed to the run. Then Maddox Lassiter as the fullback. A couple times we've seen the I formation, but man, it's a lot of beef back there. 253 pounds. The freshman running back. So still got some speed with that size too, but in that situation, you just put your shoulder pad down and you find a way to get in the end zone.
His 2nd touchdown of the year for the freshman out of Benton High School. Extra point is up and good. So the Hogs finally with some momentum on their side. They would turn to the big boy, Braylon Russell, who gets it across the goal line at 17-10. Well, a 12-play drive, 75 yards, 5.5 minutes off the clock, and Arkansas finally put together a nice drive. Freshman Russell with the touchdown plunge from 2 yards out makes it a 17-10 game. UAB out in front. Blazers with 146 yards of offense. Arkansas with 111. This kick is returnable. Ryan Pepins. Pepins out over the 25 to the 27, 28-yard line. And obviously, good drive there. Offensive line held up well for the Hogs in that last possession. Let's go down to Ashley.
Guys, yeah, that's what Coach Pittman was really telling us this week. He looks, everyone's been kind of talking about Taylor Green, but he said the O-line is what's really impressed him. He said they've played better than even I thought they would, and that's why we've been able to run the ball really well. It's a testament to the running backs, but he said a big testament to the O-line. They've been such a difference maker, and standing here on the sidelines for this Arkansas team, guys, there's a kind of a sigh of relief after at least getting 1 touchdown in. They're feeling a little bit more at ease, it seems, heading as we continue in the second quarter.
Well, we'll see if this defense can get the football back to their offense. So far, they've had some trouble with this UAB offense. Zeno on first down, hands it off left side. That'll go to Isaiah Jacobs, the 5th-year senior. Eric Gregory, the first man on the spot for Arkansas, and kudos to Alex Mortensen, former Arkansas quarterback, who was the OC with the Blazers. 2nd year running the offense for Trent Dilfer after spending about 8 years over in Tuscaloosa on the staff with Nick Saban. But Trent Dilfer says this is Alex's offense. He lets him call us the play. He's in the headset of his quarterback. Isaiah Jacobs now to the right of Zeno. Zeno will keep it. He slides down after he picks up. Well, actually, they're going to spot him back at the 38. So it'll be close to the line to gain, but a little bit short. So third down and about a yard. Isaiah Jacobs in at running back. Flag comes down. Let's see if we got some movement. Boy, on the outside. Is that Brandon Buckhalter?
Offense, number 9. Not all players got set. 5-yard penalty.
He was standing right in front of the line judge, like
it's
2 feet away.
It's a run play down the middle that you're not involved with. Always drives you crazy when the guy on the outside, whose only job is to watch the ball for the snap, jumps off sides. And all of a sudden, you're in a situation where you've been dominating at the line of scrimmage, force you to more of a passing down and distance all of a sudden for the offense.
Yeah, 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6. Roll the pocket to the left. Zeno in trouble and dropped at the 22-yard line. Brad Spence came flying in to make the play.
Great coverage on the back. You're going to try to sprint out, but watch 22 in the speed to say, you know what, I'm just going to get after the quarterback. No one's going to block me to the outside, and we don't say this a lot, but sack for the Arkansas Razorbacks. They've been dying to hear those words for the first 3 games of the season.
Satania back to return this punt. It's a good spiral fielded by Satania. Dancing around and then hit at the 30-yard line and dropped right there. So Arkansas's defense does their job. There is a flag way back at the 15-yard line. Let's hold on 1 minute. It appeared there was some contact.
Running into the kicker. Defense.
I don't think you want to re-punt this.
Running into the kicker, receiving team. That penalty's declined. First down. UAB.
That was too good of a punt, Dave, to have to redo that one. And unfortunately, it was a 4th and 6 and not 4th and 5 for the UAB Blazers.
Patrick Foley, the punter for UAB, of course, spent 2 years here in Fayetteville. Never got to punt, but transferred to UAB and just hit a booming punt. And no return at the 30-yard line for Arkansas, but that's where they'll set up their shot down a touchdown. First 2 drives for Arkansas, 9 plays, 36 yards. 2 minutes and 58 seconds. That last touchdown drive, 12 plays, 75 yards, 5.5 minutes off the clock.
You see the rushing to pass right now, 102-9. Like, don't force it. Offensive line's playing well. Your running back's dominating. I expect more of this drive.
Green lofts it up, and what a catch! And an even better throw by Green. Armstrong holds on. Jack Ubeck was back there in coverage, but a 29-yard pickup.
Well, you're going to hit the double post with a deep cross and just a normal drop from the quarterback there. And I love the angle from Armstrong. Take it high, that way you can easily adjust to make the catch.
First down and 10. Green looking, now flushed out of the pocket. He will throw and caught over there right at the original line of scrimmage by Luke Haas, the tight end, the sophomore.
Well, he chose to go deep once again on off coverage, and you had Haas one-on-one with a hitch route with a quick 3, throw it out there for a completion. Would have been about 5-6 yards, and then one-on-one with the DB from there. Chose to go deep. Good job extending the play, though, to still get a completion.
The previous play is under further review for a catch.
They tackled him back at the 40, but they gave him his forward progress to the 37-yard line. So it would be a 3-yard pickup if the catch holds. If not, it'll be
that left foot goes out of bounds. Clearly a catch, but I think the left foot is out right now.
Yeah.
I do love, obviously, the athleticism from Taylon Green to make plays like that, but in a situation where it's going to be a 2-yard play, you're 6'6", you're 230, I get it, but sometimes just throw it out of bounds, man. Like, is it 2 yards worth you getting hit as well and falling down on your throwing shoulder? So things that you need to measure the risk to the reward in that situation.
Just keep waiting for this offense. I mean, their first 2 weeks, they were
The runner's
so
left foot
efficient.
was out of bounds prior to the catch. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass.
But they put up 648 yards. Second consecutive game this year. That was last week against Oklahoma State. 10th highest single game total in program history against a team that some think can win a Big 12 championship. But they have just really been slow today. For whatever reason, it doesn't seem in sync.
I think it's just it's one of those halves, and listen, I've had them myself, and it just, things are not clicking. You feel a little bit uncomfortable with your footwork. The ball's erratic. It's not coming out as smoothly as what we've seen for the first 2 weeks of the season for number 10.
So 2nd down and 10. Green throws, big hit. Broden can't hang on to it. It'll be incomplete. He got walloped by Adrian Maddox.
Pass. 3rd down.
And Nickel, the junior out of Conyers, Georgia.
Tremendous read there. He is your flat defender. He gets vertical, so the quarterback's going to throw it to that inside stick route. Maddox does a good job passing off the vertical routes and then coming down to take his responsibility in the flat. And a nice tackle or hit to dislodge that football for the incompletion.
Quinton Jackson at running back, 3rd down and 10. As the tight end lines up, anchored to the left side of the line. He'll stay in to protect. Green has some room out there to the right. Stops and fires back across the grain. Pass is caught there by Armstrong. Has a 1st down to the 25. Little backyard football and a 14-yard pickup.
Backyard football, but unnecessary. You're going to see the dig route's going to be wide open. It's going to be a cover 2 situation. What you want that dig route? He's open now. Throw the football. Instead, you make it difficult on yourself by running around. And I mean, unbelievable play, but should have been a lot easier.
Fresh set of downs now for Arkansas. Green 3 out of 12 for 52 yards. Toss sweep now to Jackson. Cuts it back. He should have enough for the 1st down. Dijon Jones makes the tackle, but not before Jackson picks up another 12 yards. He's already up to 62 yards here in the 1st half, averaging over 7 a carry.
It just seems like this football team kind of weathered that early storm, finding their identity a little bit, running the football. Taylon, a couple nice passes on the deep cross, and that one where found a way to get the 1st down.
Here's Green using that 6'6" frame, looking like Matt Jones of old. Taylon Green from 14 yards out. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Dave, as I'm preparing for the game this week, you can tell that he's a big kid. You can see on the film, but you really don't know till you get in person with Taylon Green. He looks like a basketball player. He is all of 6'6", 230 pounds, but runs like he's like 6'1", 200 pounds. He's quick, stays on his feet, and then extremely fast to hit that edge to be able to get in the end zone for another touchdown for the Razorbacks.
Kyle Ramsey to attempt the point after. He splits the uprights. But the run game has been super impressive here in the 2nd quarter for Arkansas.
Oh, good read. He sees the defensive end come in just enough, and then it's one-on-one with Tyjon Jones on the backside, and it's a race from there.
Arkansas, 15 carries, 128 yards on the ground. They are averaging over 8.5 yards per rush attempt. And for Taylon Green, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. Had 61 yards on the ground on 18 attempts last week against Oklahoma State. 4:48 to go before halftime. So back-to-back touchdowns now for Arkansas has evened things up. Touchback out to the 25-yard line. UAB came out and made this place rather quiet. The pick after an opening field goal by UAB. The interception would then set up this touchdown from Cam Shanks as he turns the corner, and UAB led 10-0. They would pick up another touchdown as Thomas races to the pylon and gets there before Hall can push him out of bounds. UAB led 17-3, but back-to-back touchdowns now. Has tied this game up. Jacob Zeno, a couple of touchdown passes. 75 yards on the ground for the Blazers. Lee Beebe Jr. in at running back, but a little tap pass to Brandon Buckhalter. His helmet comes off, and there are flags come flying in. Xavier Sori was the first one there, and boy, it looks like Buckhalter got rocked pretty good at the end of that play without a helmet on.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 10. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
It was Sori and Landon Jackson. And now you got to like focus your attention as a player back on this game, and I don't even know how you do that. First down and 10. A little razzle-dazzle, flea flicker, and they'll dump it off underneath. Pass is caught there by Lee Beebe Jr. Brad Spence pushes him out of bounds, but again, I just don't even know how you get to that where you need to be to play this game after something like that.
Oh, it is very, very tough. Obviously, you want to play for him, being your teammate, and they're going to try and go out there and focus and do what they can. And nice first play back for Jacob Zeno to find the check down there on a trick play where you want to take a shot. Tempting, but smart move.
Hand it off, and only a couple of yards as Brad Spence comes up to make the tackle. Brad Spence, the sophomore out of Houston, Texas, played a bunch last year. Started actually a big high note for him. Start his collegiate career. He had a pick six in his first game he ever played against Western Carolina last year in the season opener. Swing it near side. First down for the Blazers. Close to the 35-yard line. That's Bryce Davis. His fourth catch of the year.
Oh, the focus right there is on the slot receiver, number 82, Xavier Daisy, one-on-one. Ball is completed behind the line of scrimmage, so those receivers can engage and block down the field. A really good job taking care of Slaughter there in the slot.
Zeno to throw over the middle, and this is caught. What a catch. Beebe Jr. inside the 10, close to the 5. Danico Slaughter hanging on, but what a grab by Beebe. 30-yard gain.
And Beebe's actually going to come from the backfield. He's lined up as a fullback. And then the concentration, that ball's behind. Slaughter gets a hand on it, it pops up. Also a good job from Jacob Zeno to find the throwing lane just to get it off, but man, what a catch from the running back out of the backfield.
Zeno 9 of 11, 125 yards, couple of touchdowns. It'll be first and goal from the 7. They'll try to throw for it. This time it's incomplete.
They're trying heavy play action, hoping to get off the quick huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, hoping to get all Arkansas defenders to come down, thinking it's going to be a quick run, and Marquise Robinson did not bite on it, made it a very difficult throw for the quarterback to get up and over. A little wild pass just out of the reach of the receiver.
Here's the handoff. Isaiah Jacobs being chased by 3-4 Razorback defenders.
Well, it's tough. This defense actually got into a bare front. 5-on-5, and then they won
the 2-minute timeout.
The matchups there.
The 2-minute timeout. UAB knocking on the door in a tie game.
Coming up, we'll show you a thriller in Columbia, South Carolina, how Missouri used BC to beat BC. No problem for Bama. What are you seeing from the Hogs here?
I think it's a roller coaster like they're going to see all year long in Fayetteville.
Down 10-0, 3 straight scoring drives to get back in the game.
That's a roller coaster nobody wants to ride anymore, guys.
Hey, thanks. Here we go. 3rd down and goal across the middle, and it's incomplete. Trying to hit Amari Thomas. It'll be 4th down, and let's see what Trent Dilfer wants to do. And here comes the field goal unit.
Once again, a slant from the inside wins. A little bit of a hold. Ball's well placed from Jacob Zeno, and love your star receiver to find a way to make that catch inside the end zone. I love that it was low. Force him to go down, try and make it, and just off the hands.
23-yard field goal attempt from Jonah DeLonga. And this kick is through the uprights. He's now 6 for 6 this season and gives UAB the lead once again, 20-17 with 1:53 to go before halftime. Well, we saw Brandon Buckhalter leave just a moment ago. Let's get an update on the situation. Ashley, what do you have?
Guys, I just watched them load Brandon Buckholder into the ambulance, but before they did, they were checking to see if he could move his toes, and from what I saw, it looked like he could, which is obviously a great sign. They are taking him to the local hospital, which is Washington Regional, so I'll keep you updated with more that I find out, but a good sign as they were loading him in, that's for sure.
All right, thank you, Ashley, and obviously we will pass along whatever information we get. You know, we were just talking about during that last commercial break, there's always 1 or 2 plays every year that kind of remind you just how violent this game can be at times. We forget that because these athletes are so gifted and talented, but man, doesn't take much in this world.
No, and they're getting bigger and stronger and faster, and it is a violent, violent sport. Let's see if Arkansas, with plenty of time right now, how aggressive they want to be in the air if they choose to run it a little bit too, which definitely have that ability with 2 timeouts still left on the clock.
Dylan Haas and Rodney Hill back on this kickoff. Hill will let this one bounce through the back of the end zone out to the 25-yard line. And Taylon Green, 3 out of 12 for 52 yards. That's the bad news. Good news is they've been able to run the ball really well, though.
Well, and the good news, too, he had 2 big plays in the last possession, so hopefully he's starting to gain some confidence. Had the nice deep over, which was a beautifully thrown football out there to Armstrong, and then the nice run around a little bit, find your receiver for the big 3rd down gain. So hopefully he's feeling confident, and then on top of that, the nice run for the touchdown as well. So we'll see what they want to do with number 10 on this possession.
Armstrong, the only guy with a reception for Arkansas. Here's Green. He will throw on 1st down, and this one is right through the hands of Isaac Teslaw, but flags come in.
A lot of grabbing from number 36 on the back end, Kelvin Hill.
There's also a flag on the near side around the 36-yard line. There's a flag on the far side at the 43.
The far side's going to be holding on Teslaw.
Pass interference, defense, number 36, 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
I think it was so evident the ref to our side saw it and threw the flag as well, but 36 on 4, and he grabs his shirt and starts yanking it backwards. Actually a well-thrown football where if there wasn't that tug, I think it's a catch by Teslaw and a bigger play down the field.
So 1st down and 10 from the 40. Green going up top, looking for Teslaw again, and there's another flag. This time it's Colby Dempsey back there in coverage.
Well, it's just the speed of Teslaw. He's getting on top of these DBs and balls underthrown. And
pass interference, defense, number 1, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic. First down.
He's just doing a good job of getting on top of the defenders, and they have no option. But in that situation with an underthrown football, forces the passer interference. That ball's thrown out there, though. It's a possibility for a touchdown if you're able to lead number 4 down the field.
So maybe a good 15-yard penalty for UAB. First down and 10 from the 45. 4-man rush. Green looks left, now to the right, and will run that way. Green to the 40, and he'll be shy. Pickup of 8. Shy of the first down, which is at the 35.
All of a sudden you look up, about 20 seconds later, you're already around the 35-yard line in plus territory, so kind of can throttle down a little bit. You want to go into this halftime with the ball in your hands. 2 timeouts for Arkansas, 1 left for UAB.
1:33 on the clock. Green keeps it himself, trying to get to the outside. He'll have the first down. Took 6 seconds off the clock.
That's a mistake by the defensive end there for UAB. You're going to get actually inside pressure from the linebackers. You're going to read that defensive lineman, defensive end L.J. Cox on the outside. You don't need to come down the running back. There's 5 other defenders inside. Take the quarterback on the outside.
Green flushed out of the pocket again. It's a foot race, and he'll be out of bounds around the 33-yard line. He'll end up losing a couple of yards.
I just think right now, Taylor in this whole game is just, he's not taking the completions that are there. Right there, you're going to get a slant flat. The safety's taking away the slant.
For a defensive player injury. The clock will start on the snap.
If this safety's going to take away the slant, throw it to the running back in the flats. That's your read. He's settling there. You don't like it for a reason. Get the ball to your running back now with space to make a move. Trying to hit the home run when you just need to start taking singles with the ball.
Injured UAB player back inside the 15-yard line. Hard to see a number who was down. Jack Ubeck, fifth-year senior, who transferred in from Youngstown State. Up under his own power to that sideline. UAB already going without Chris Bracey, who was a man that they were counting on big time in that one of their safety spots. He is out with an injury. He got hurt in the first quarter last week, and his replacement, Sherrod Bryant, came in and posted 13 tackles. 4-man rush. Green steps up and fires. Long throw, and it's dropped. C.J. Brown, the freshman out of Bentonville, right down the road, just couldn't hang on to it.
You're going to get a forward switch by the number 2 receivers, 2 and 3, and then the deep comeback to the outside. Ball's well thrown, perfect location, right at the helmet of the receiver. Could not have put it in a better spot. One of the more accurate throws we've seen from Talon this afternoon. The young freshman unable to bring that in. Would have been a nice first down catch.
Green, and boy, it looked like Broden slipped coming out of his cut and couldn't get up in time to make a play on the ball. Kelvin Hill was back there in coverage.
Good coverage by Calvin Hill on the backside. One-on-one, going to get just a deep curl route.
Got tangled up with Hill.
A little contact there. But still, you got to walk away from this drive as feeling like massive missed opportunity for this offense to hit that first down to C.J. Brown on the outside. And type of sloppy plays that we've seen from this offense here to start the ball game.
Arkansas going to try a 51-yard field goal. Kyle Ramsey from the near hash. Kick has plenty of leg, and it is good. It is a tough week for kickers here at Arkansas. They had an open battle, and Ramsey somehow got his name back on the top of the depth chart after last week's 1-for-3 performance, and just connected on a 51-yarder with 63 seconds to go before halftime.
Yeah, definitely a rough week last week against Oklahoma State for the kickers. A couple missed field goals and opportunities to win that game. But man, when you get a 51-yarder with plenty of distance, snuck right inside the uprights there, that's a good confidence builder for, as you alluded to, a rough week for them.
Read and React with Cole Kubelik, and Roman Harper is back for another year. Each week they'll take a look back at biggest plays, players, and games from the weekend. It's Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central, right here on the SEC Network and always on the ESPN app. UAB came into this one a 3-touchdown underdog, but they have held up nicely through the first half. Got off to a quick start here on the road, and they responded well from their loss to ULM, which was a really difficult loss. Trent Dilfer saying it's one of the worst losses he's experienced, whether as a player or as a coach, at any time. But said his guys came back out and had a good week of practice and ready to take on this challenge, and they have showed up here in the first half. That is through the back of the end zone. So if you're UAB, got one timeout left. How much do you want to push it here?
I think you walk into the locker room feeling pretty confident, but you know, we've seen an onside kick. I think Dilfer's coming into this game saying we're going to be aggressive. You know, we're the underdogs. No one's expecting us to hang around. We're right in it. And listen, they've been kind of bullying them around a little bit up front with their offensive line. So maybe you see in the first play, if you're successful, if it feels pretty good, you hit play, one timeout over a minute. I think there's enough time to get in the field goal range.
4-man rush. Quick out pattern to Cam Shanks. There's a stoppage in play as a flag is down around the 37-yard line.
You get pass interference on the offense here on the receiver on the outside.
Pass interference. Offense, number 13. Penalty is half the distance to the goal.
Boy, Trent Dilfer is hot. My goodness, he is barking over there. Let's see why.
Oh, that's not a pass interference. That's a terrible call. I'd be pretty hot too if I'm Trent Dilfer. Got a nice, easy completion to get the drive going. And there was not really any contact there. I thought that's unfortunate for that offense.
Still can't believe it. Still can't believe it. Dump it off to Lee Beebe Jr. Tripped up there by Spence.
Second charge timeout. Arkansas, 30 seconds in length. Please reset the game clock to 51 seconds.
So Arkansas has one timeout left.
With that one timeout, second 18, maybe an opportunity for force a punt possibly. I think this is when you're UAB and you say, okay, listen up. It's second and 18, 51 seconds. Let's run a play to try to knock off 4 or 5 seconds. Probably get another timeout from Arkansas, then do the same thing once again. And then let's just get to halftime, 2020, feeling pretty good about the half that we just had.
UAB dominated that first quarter, time of possession and plays, obviously. In second quarter, it's really been the same for Arkansas as they have dominated time of possession and the number of plays. Isaiah Jacobs in at running back. Shanks slides into the slot to the near side. Trying to set it up for Shanks, and he lost the football, picks it up, and still moving. Boy, that could have been disastrous. He just, it looked like just dropped it, but instead picked it up. Arkansas will use a timeout. Ends up being a net gain of 2 yards.
Let's see, was this a catch?
30 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely a catch, move. Athletic play was made from there. They're just going to try a receiver screen. They did this a couple times last week in the loss where you're just going to get the receiver running 3 receivers to the field, blocking down there. I expect one more play, even like a quick run, and then get to halftime here for UAB Blazers.
Well, UAB last year went into Athens and played Georgia about as well as anybody did during the regular season. Just ran out of gas against the Bulldogs, and here on the road at Arkansas, trying to go in, tied up at 20. We'll see if they can make it. 41 seconds to go. Isaiah Jacobs, the running back. Hand it off. And he'll be dropped by Landon Jackson, senior defensive end. And UAB can run this clock out. The play clock is about 3 seconds behind the game clock. So the Blazers will just jog it off. Arkansas can do nothing but head to their locker room. But the Blazers as a 3-touchdown underdog, tied up at halftime.
That's a great first half from them. Feel pretty good. Arkansas, good rebound though in the second quarter, get this thing tied up.
Don't forget, coming up here in a matter of moments, you can watch the live performance of the Arkansas Marching Band on SEC Network Plus. You can start streaming that now on the ESPN app. Let's go down to Ashley.
Here with head coach Sam Pittman. And coach, you were able to settle the team a little bit down in the second quarter. What was your message to them after the first?
Well, just what you said. I mean, we weren't tackling anybody. We had 7 tackles, missed tackles in the first drive. We're not settled down yet. We're not playing very good defense at all. We got to tackle. We got to get the call communicated. We got problems there. Offensively, we're doing a little bit better. We're not throwing and catching as well as we need to. The protection is there. We're running the ball pretty good. But we get the ball coming out. We need to make a statement coming out of half.
All right, coach. Thanks so much.
There you go, Coach Pittman. Pretty much telling you what we saw in the first half. We are tied at 20 at the break. Time to get you to the studio. Dari and the boys. See Network Football presented by Sonic. Sonic's getting a little halftime treats. Although they should probably keep the treats for a while to see how the second half goes. 20-20 is our tally. And didn't really see this one coming. UAB came right in here to Reynolds Razorback Stadium and not intimidated at all. Got off to a great start, led 10-0 in this game. And Aaron, it's been an uphill battle all afternoon for Arkansas.
It was a rough start for Arkansas. UAB came out, great first drive, had the interception as well. But I do like the way Arkansas settled in the second quarter, started running the ball a little bit more, hit some big plays down the field as well.
Well, we'll see how this all plays out here in the coming 2 quarters. But it's time to talk about this week's secret recipe, brought to you by Bush's Grill and Beans.
Yeah, the run game for Arkansas really got going in the second quarter. Number 22, Jaquindon Jackson, when he gets downhill, he is an absolute load. And then Taylon Green as well, finding the outside, utilizing his speed a lot of times on that zone read. But, man, my goal second half is really to challenge this offensive line for Arkansas and number 22 to continue to just really bring the heat downhill in the run game.
Against Arkansas Pine Bluff, Arkansas had 444 yards in the first half. Against Oklahoma State, they had 315 yards. Today, 192 yards. This will be taken out of the end zone by Rodney Hill, and he is met at the 15 and dropped right there. So the Hogs backed up on this opening possession. You heard Sam Pittman right before going into halftime saying that they really needed to do something here on this opening drive. Let's see what Bobby Petrino has dialed up for his Razorback offense.
Hopefully they calm Taylon Green down in that halftime just to get him settled, see what he's seeing, what he feels comfortable with. I just want nice, easy completions for number 10 to get his rhythm like it was in the second quarter.
Handoff goes to Jaquindon Jackson. He lost a couple of yards on that opening play. Jackson, though, with a solid first half. 8 carries, 74 yards, averaged about 8 yards per carry.
Well, they're going to get the guard pulling, and someone needs to come back. Really, the center needs to block back on Derek Shepard. Does not get there in time, and negative play to get this half going.
Straight handoff right side. Jackson, stiff arm, has the first down out near the 30-yard line.
I love Pasky on the outside, 81. Does a good job helping secure the defensive end and then works his way to the second level. We talked about this in the first half. If you want the big plays in the run game, yeah, the offense line has to get that initial surge, but it's really the tight ends and receivers down the field.
Tanya in motion. Green rolling left, throwing right, has Armstrong. And Andrew Armstrong with his 4th catch of the afternoon. All 4 of Green's completions have gone to number 2.
Okay, listen, keep feeding the man, and that's a great throw. I mean, that's very difficult to go across your body. You have number 1 in the flat, not there, and then continue to move your shoulders to hit that deep cross route.
You see the concern on that Arkansas bench area as they will give it to Satania here, and he is hit and dropped at the 47-yard line. But Jaquindon Jackson being attended to over that in that Arkansas bench area.
Definitely concerned. 22, watching him to get the season started with. I mean, he's really, when we talk about the quarterback, but man, Jaquindon Jackson heading to this game, 250 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Straight away, Rodney Hill. Hill, the sophomore out of Statesboro, Georgia, started at Florida A&M. Tyjon Jones with that tackle, but a first down for the Hogs.
I love the action right there. You're going to get 2 pullers from left to right, and Desmond Little, who's the defensive end for UAB, has to worry about the zone read. Is the quarterback going to pull it? Is he going to give it? I got 2 blockers at me that really aren't blocking me, but they're distractions as well. So really nice play design there for Bobby Petrino.
So Tanya comes in motion. Green will throw, and this one is incomplete. Not a great throw. It's Ray Thornton able to hit Rodney Hill.
It just needs to be a little bit quicker. When you have an unblocked defender to the outside, who is your hot read? It's the running back right now. The longer you wait, the longer you give that safety to come downhill and make a play on the football. I see defender come, bam, ball's out of my hands into the running back's chest.
Green keeps it himself. He'll be out of bounds around the 31-yard line. Rod Bryant pushes him out of bounds.
Same run play. We're going to get 2 pullers coming from left to right to left on your screen. And defensive end does a good job, Ojinjor, of staying home, but man, it just shows you the athleticism. Taylon Green, of even if the defensive end plays it well, number 10 can still hit the jets and get on the outside for a nice run.
Arkansas going with that jumbo package again on 3rd down and short. I'm wondering if UAB calling a timeout here.
First charge timeout. UAB, 30 seconds in length.
That play, it almost looked like Green got out of bounds about 4 yards back up the field. Our next featured soccer match is Thursday, September 19th, the first night of conference play. A&M takes on Missouri. Coverage kicks at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. See if he steps out around the 35 right there.
I think he's in.
Whew, that's close.
That's why you wear the white cleats. Cleats.
Good point. Hey, Jaquindon Jackson back in the game. Good news for the Hogs. Green being flushed. He's got plenty of room to run. That 6'6" frame turns the corner and out of bounds around the 24, but that's good enough to pick up the first down. Everett Rousseau, the sophomore out of Atlanta, who was actually committed here to Arkansas for about 6 months before he switched gears and went to UAB, pushes him out.
And we're going to get Ty Washington actually comes wide open. If he has time, just a missed block up front, or you would have had a touchdown to the tight end. Shepard does a good job once again of winning his one-on-one battle to force the quarterback outside, and unfortunate for him, Taylor Green's just a little too fast for the big defensive tackle.
Over the middle, and another wide open receiver. Andrew Armstrong had a touchdown if that ball's a little bit higher. Instead, it almost one-hops to Armstrong.
Ah, man, this is perfect play design, 2 high safeties. He's missed a couple of these 2 high safety seam routes in the game. First half, one to Broden in the red zone. Ball sails over. This one just one-hops it to Andrew Armstrong. And man, that's just a pitch and catch, something you do routes on air.
4-man rush. Green steps up in the pocket, throws a dart in some traffic down to around the 12-yard line. Isaiah Satania with the reception. Gain of 8.
A lot of traffic there, but I like Satania just kind of feeling the zone coverage, sitting between the 2 linebackers, showing his numbers to the quarterback, and then confident throw from Green to put it right on him. Man, they love getting to this I formation. I love to see it. Old school football.
Little toss. There goes Jaquindon Jackson. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Joshua Braun does a tremendous job on the kick out. He's going to kick out on the outside, setting up the big touchdown run right there. Bam! Knocks the outside defender, sets it up beautifully. And I see Jaquindon Jackson is healthy. Getting the touchdown to get this second half going.
Going after, up and good. Jaquindon Jackson, 103 yards today on the ground. That is his 3rd consecutive game with 100 yards rushing. His 8th time he's done it in his career. Calling the Hogs here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Sam Pittman wanted an emphatic drive to start the 3rd quarter, and he got one. It went 11 plays and 84 yards. A lot of good in terms of the run game, but still Taylor Green's missing some wide open guys.
Wide open. And then some easy completions in the first half too, like guys in the flat. A dig route that he eventually got to, but just was way late. So it just seems like the game's happening a little bit fast right now for him. So Bobby Petrino's just got to go back to his playbook and figure out, like, what does he see well? What does he feel good with? And then have him go out there and throw with some confidence.
Devin Bale's kick will sail through the end zone and out to the 25-yard line. So here comes this UAB offense behind their quarterback, Mr. Jacob Zeno, who is 11 of 15 for 131 yards, 2 TDs, and no interceptions.
Really a good first half of this offense, and it starts with the offensive line. Their movement and combination blocks was perfect in the first half.
First handoff goes to Lee Beebe Jr. for a couple of yards. Let's go down to Ashley.
Guys, Jacob Zeno continues to be the most accurate passer in school history, coming off a really good season. I just asked him what he worked on this offseason. I mean, he has a lot of experience as a college football quarterback, and he said this offseason I really tried to get the ball out faster, make decisions faster, and that stems from watching a ton of film. He is a film junkie, always at the facility, he said, with Coach Dilfer and Mortensen 24/7. Just being able to anticipate the defense, help him make those quicker decisions.
Flag on that play.
Holding, offense, number 78, 10-yard penalty, second down.
DJ Jones out there at right tackle, the senior out of Jackson, Alabama.
Just hands outside, got to get him in the inside. if you're an offensive lineman, just makes it too easy for the back officials to throw that flag. And one thing we didn't see a lot of UAB in the first half was second and long situations, third and long situations, always ahead of the chains.
Arkansas making a substitution late. Play clock under 10 seconds. Zeno trying to dump it off to Cam Shanks, and he is hit at the 20-yard line. Only gets about 3. Jaden Johnson, there's Landon Jackson again.
They're going to continue to find ways to get number 8 to football, and I think this defense knows it. Hey, how do we stop Cam Shanks? How do we stop Amari Thomas? Those are the two go-to receivers on the outside, and right now, third and long situation, they do like that receiver screen, the backside number 1 coming across the field. See if they watch their film in case they try and run it again.
Third down and 15. Zeno not going to come anywhere near the line to gain, and it'll be fourth down. Landon Jackson with another play. We were talking this week. We're waiting to see the Landon Jackson I think we all expected this year.
Big, strong, physical defensive end. I think number 2 on Mel Kiper's big board. And a well-executed blitz off the edge from the outside as well from TJ Metcalf. Perfect setup. You're going to run the option, and you got 2 for 2, 1 for the quarterback and 1 for the running back. Nowhere to go for Zeno.
This punt will hit around the 45-yard line and take a UAB roll inside the 40. It'll be down right there, and that is where Arkansas will take over. They lead it by 7 here in the third quarter. Gorgeous day here in Northwest Arkansas. ESPN supports the College Football Playoff Foundation's Extra Yard for Teachers Week each year to celebrate great teachers across the country who have inspired so many of us. Nominate a great teacher in your community by visiting cfpfoundation.org. And speaking of great teachers, how about defensive coordinator Travis Williams? His wife, Janine, was a elementary school teacher for 10 years. Well, she has had to kind of put that on hold for a while she raises 4 girls, and the newest one, Wynn, came on Tuesday to join True, Rain, and Brave. So there are 4 girls in that Williams family. Congratulations to Travis and Janine and the rest of that family, and thanks for being a teacher. Here's Taylon Green trying to find for room. Boy, he is backing up and heaves one down the field, and it's caught. This guy, Andrew Armstrong, is unbelievable. A Division II transfer out of Texas A&M Commerce, now in his second year with the Hogs, is just a catch machine.
It's just big, and we talked to both these guys in the coaching staff yesterday, and there is an ultimate trust that number 10 is going to be looking for number 2 in these type of situations. Where is he? How can I find a big body frame? Go up to make those plays.
First down and 10 from the UAB 46. They'll give it to Jackson. Cuts it back near side and nowhere to go. Elday Cox, the senior out of Mobile who transferred in from Ole Miss and Indiana, making the stop. Let's go down to Ashley.
Aaron, you were just talking about that relationship between Armstrong and Green, and Coach Pittman told us that they have so much trust in each other. You could see it at practice. When Taylon needs to throw to someone, he goes to Armstrong, no hesitation. And Taylon told us that Andrew really talked to him a lot on his visit, basically laid it all out for him, said, this is what I want to do this year. I want to win, and he respected it, and that relationship grew from there.
5 catches, 84 yards now for Armstrong. Make it 6 catches and a whole lot more. Stiff arm down to the 15-yard line. Russo finally dragging him down, but literally, Armstrong's a one-man show.
Well, you're in the corner cat on the outside. This is the communication that you love to see. You see it, you run a sight adjustment where, hey, eyes back now, ball's out, and then you get that separation from the safety coming over the top, and is able to do something with the ball after the catch. Just really good communication between those two to recognize the blitz, get the ball out, and get a nice gain.
Rodney Hill in the game and running back. He'll move to the left to Taylor Green. He'll give it to Hill. Hit by Rousseau. Rousseau last year played a bunch as a freshman for the Blazers, had 50 tackles in his rookie campaign. And
now you're starting to see hands on hips. You see UAB defenders slowly jogging off the field, and there's Sam Pittman, and who's a guy that's prided himself in offensive line play. That's exactly what you want to see. Rocky first quarter, but since then committed to the run and starting to really wear down this defense.
a couple of tight ends for Arkansas. Rodney Hill at tailback. They'll go with Hill again. Dancing around, trying to get the edge. He gets walloped at the 5, but a flag comes in. It's Rod Bryant with a big hit, but this one may be coming back after a potential hold on the edge.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Paskey, number 81, the tight end.
Holding, offense, number 81, 10-yard penalty, second down.
Going to grab
the
back of the jersey of Colby Dempsey. Was Paskey there.
So that'll push the football back outside the 20-yard line as they mark this one off to the 23-yard line.
We've seen a lot of too high safety in and near the red area. See if they can utilize the middle of the field if they continue to do that defensively.
Green pocket collapses and down he goes. Joker Gill, the fifth-year senior out of Philadelphia, Mississippi, with just his second tackle of the season, and it's a sack.
He's seen single high coverage with the blitz to the field, so he's going to want to work backside to Andrew Armstrong on a curl route. OC Brothers does a really good job of recognizing it. You see number 0 right there, dropping back into that zone, and nothing there for Taylor Green.
Four-man rush by the Blazers. Green throws, coming near side, and boy, it looked like Broden again. That's the second time we've seen Broden kind of slip or get tangled up and not be able to make a catch. Been a tough day for Tyrone.
Yeah, I think that's more on the quarterback there. I think a good route. He's running a deep comeback route towards the sideline, so he's breaking out, and the ball is thrown inside, so just really difficult for the receiver to adjust to try and make that play, and one that you just got to put on the big body receiver on the outside at 6'7", 200 pounds.
Here's Kyle Ramsey, who is hit from 51 today. This will be from 45. That kick is on the way, and it is no good. Pushed it out there to the right, just a touch. His first miss this afternoon. Still 27-20, Arkansas out in front. 4.5 to go here in the third. Certainly some important big games involving SEC teams today, but Alabama had no trouble on the road at Wisconsin, 42-10. Rocket Sanders, a former Arkansas Razorback, rushed for 143 yards, but LSU rallied late to win that one over South Carolina in a hostile environment, and Missouri stays unbeaten. The 6th-ranked team in America knocked off the 24th-ranked Boston College Eagles in Columbia, 27-21. Luther Burden with a big game, 6 for 117 in that one. Of course, coming up later, Georgia and Kentucky up on ABC. First down carry goes to Isaiah Jacobs. By the way, just an update for you on UAB wide receiver Brandon Buckhalter, who went to the hospital in the first half after his helmet came off, got hit by another helmet, and his head hit the ground and left here on a stretcher. He's in the hospital. No update on his condition. He was moving his arms and his feet. His mother was actually here in town in the UAB section, so she is with him at the local hospital, and we'll continue to try to get some updates and pass those along to you. Flag comes out. Pass is caught by Amari Thomas. And another flag comes in really late.
It's a beautiful route by Amari Thomas on a sail route. Going to fake like he's going to come in the inside, give him a little something at the top, and then broke it out very friendly. Actually had a big angle route also on top of that. The receiver was able to get on top of the DB, which could have been a home run, but like the throw to your star receiver, number 1, on the outside.
Holding, defense, number 15. Penalties decline, results of the play. First down.
That's Jaheim Singletary, another Georgia Bulldog transfer. Former 5-star recruit.
It's funny talking with Travis Williams. He brought up Georgia. He's like, yeah, they got so many guys in the backup that are 5-stars. Like, we'll take some of them over here.
Right.
Got 2 of them starting for him right now with Singletary and Sori at the linebacking spot.
First down and 10. Zeno dumps it off. This one's caught. Terrell McDonald, who they're very high on, run out of bounds by TJ Metcalf.
I really like McDonald. He's someone that I brought up to Trent Dilfer, head coach of UAB, man, this guy just looks like an athlete that you can do so much with, and he's a Swiss Army knife. He can block, he can go out there and catch balls, he can do so many things, move around this offense, play tight end, play fullback, play running back, and something that you want to get involved with a little bit more here in the second half.
Was high school quarterback / running back. Has added a bunch of weight since he's gotten to UAB, but he'll stick with the ground game here, and Landon Jackson able to make the tackle on Lee Beebe Jr. Looks like that defensive line from Arkansas is
waking up a little bit.
Yeah.
That was a good job right there by Cameron Ball. We spoke to him yesterday, and
he's something now.
Yeah, they really took the onus on what happened last week. He said that wasn't the coaches, like that was us as players. We lost that football game. We have to be better, and it's a nice play right there.
Cameron Ball, 6'5", 325. Right in the middle of that line, and that'll be Isaiah Jacobs on the carry.
Yeah, sitting down with all of a sudden having the coaches meetings and turn around to meet with Cameron Ball, who's 6'5", 325, and then Taylon Green, who's 6'6", 230. 2 impressive individuals walking into the room.
I'm already small, but they made me feel a lot smaller. Third down. Jacobs, your running back. We need to get it down to the 38. Thomas goes in motion. They'll dump it off underneath. Dallas Payne, the tight end. No separation at all, and he is pushed out of bounds by Jaden Johnson. Might have even lost a half a yard.
Well, they're hoping to get linebackers and safeties to flow on the run action, and Jaden Johnson played his responsibilities really nicely, staying backside. It was right there for catch tackle. I think a smart move right here from Trent to punt this football, only down 27-20. See if he can pin Arkansas back, and now your defense is going to go out there and make some plays.
Satania back to return this punt. He'll stand just outside the 5-yard line. Clean snap. And Patrick Foley, the former Razorback, sends a high end-over-end kick. Takes a bounce back outside the 10-yard line. It'll be down, spotted around the 11-yard line, and that is where the Hogs will have it. With 1:33 to go here in the third quarter, Arkansas offensively has turned it up a notch after a quiet first quarter. They're up to 320 yards of offense. They have held UAB in check, just 246. UAB, beginning of the second quarter, had 170 yards of offense. Not a whole lot since.
Well, still well under the 600 yards of total offense per game for Arkansas's offense, which we've been spoiled with, or Arkansas fans have been spoiled with through the first 2 weeks of the season. But 2 good drives, unfortunately missed field goal in the last one.
Jaquindon Jackson in the backfield, but they're going to go up top, and that one is in and out of the hands of Broden. Flags are in the backfield, however. Colby Dempsey back there in coverage. My eyes went down the field chasing the football, so I didn't see the hit in the backfield.
15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Bruce saw.
Yeah, clearly well after the ball was released from Taylor Green, and eventually we're going to get a connection between Green and Broden.
They're trying.
They're trying, man. A couple have been on Taylor. That one, you'd like to see Broden be able to make the nice catch down the field. Perfectly thrown football.
Armstrong tries to turn the corner. He is tripped up at the 35 by Kelvin Hill.
That's a connection we don't have to worry about working.
Yes, that one's definitely on.
That is 24-7, 10-2 is going to be a problem for the SEC this season. I just like that. That was like a nice, easy, what we call a run it route, 8-yard stop. Ball was out on time, in rhythm.
Green will keep it. He gets the edge, and he is knocked out of bounds. I will say this, though, going back to the Armstrong situation, right? You lock into a guy like that. How hard is it, or is it, I don't want to say nothing's ever easy, but can you eliminate a wide receiver? Like, force somebody else. If you're a defensive guy.
100%.
So that's my question, is like, if we continue to lock in on number 2 and we want to remove him, then what do we do?
The other guy's got to make plays. You got to run the football. And I think that's the one good thing about this offense is you can run it, so you can't play too high safeties to be able to give a double team on the outside.
Look at Jackson go, breaking some tackles, still moving around. Knocked down inside the 25. Jaquindon Jackson having another huge game. That time he picks up 29 yards, and he has 134 yards on the ground now.
I mean, look at the push from this offensive line, working their way to the second level. Harris, number 76, great job getting to linebacker. But that's the problem right there, Dave. If you want to play too high safety, protect for number 2 on the outside, they'll just run it down your throat.
Jackson averaging 10 yards a carry, heading to the fourth quarter here in Fayetteville.
Dari Noka in studio. We updated. How about number 5, Ole Miss, underway at Wake Forest. First drive, Henry Parrish Jr., 25 yards. He had 4 touchdowns last week. Busts in for this one, 83 seconds in. Wake just kicked a field goal, 7-3, guys.
Thanks, Dar. We were down there last week as Green is dropped on first down back around the 32. That Ole Miss offense is something to behold now with Jackson Dart running.
We got to see it last week where he went 24 of 24, broke the school record for most consecutive completions. They're going to be tough to handle. And the much improved defense,
yeah.
That defensive line, offensive line's improved. Ole Miss is a real contender in the SEC this year.
After that sack, it'll be second down and 16. Armstrong, that time he can't hang on to it. That was the 12th time he's been targeted today. He has 7 receptions for 121 yards. So his last almost 2 games, 17 catches for 285 yards.
Man, perfect read from Taylor Green. Just going to get a curl flat. Reads the flat defender. He just gets enough width where you feel comfortable throwing it and puts it on an absolute line to number 2 on the outside. And rare miss.
Here goes Jaquindon Jackson. Boy, Jackson is not afraid of contact.
I mean, when you're 6'2", 233, I wouldn't be afraid of contact either. It's a big man running the football. Got some speed too. He's not just all muscle. He can giddy up now as well.
So it'll be fourth down. Here comes the kicking unit. Kyle Ramsey comes back out, the 5th-year senior.
Really struggled in positive territory, though, for Arkansas today. Missed opportunities in the first half. A couple stalled drives here in the second half as well.
Well, this is, I think, a big field goal. Ramsey hit from 28 and 51. He missed from 45, 1 for 3 last week. This will be a 40-yarder from the far hash mark. This kick is on the way. And this one is through the uprights. So a good day for Ramsey, 3 out of 4. And that one from 40 yards. The push to lead out to 10 for the Hogs here in the fourth quarter. And welcome back to SEC Network Football presented by Sonic. Head to 13:31 in this fourth quarter where it's Arkansas up by 10. They trailed by 10 to start this game. It was 10-0, and then it was 17-3. That return by Ryan Peppins. And don't forget, coming up about 7:45 Eastern time, 7th ranked Tennessee will host Kent State in Knoxville. It's also available on the ESPN app. So you can watch it anywhere. You can find live sports with where to watch only on the ESPN app and ESPN.com, the ultimate viewing guide to live sports. All right, Nico's been just sensational. First couple of games. I mean, had a chance to see him a little bit last year.
He's special now.
Yes.
He is special.
You can kind of see it, but when it's his show, boy, it's just been impressive.
And he throws it with confidence, too. That's the one thing. He's not holding back. He's letting it rip. He sees the windows, ball's out.
Zeno. Well, that one bobbled by BB Jr. and the incomplete second down coming up. Danico Slaughter, speaking of Tennessee, the nickel back for this Arkansas defense. He's now in his 5th year of football. 4 of them were in Knoxville. First year here at Arkansas. Danico has been a big part of the secondary, a real leader. Coaches say, you know, sometimes overlooked in this transfer portal. Guys like Danico who kind of can solidify and tell other guys how it should be done.
Nice tackle from Keon Stewart there, one-on-one in space against BB Jr. Just gets enough. But go back to Slaughter, like that's such a big deal. You get one last opportunity. You come to a place like Arkansas that struggled last year and really have made his mark as a leader and really shown these guys what needs to be done on that side of the football to have success.
See if Danico and this defense can come up with a 3rd down stop. Pass caught over the middle by Thomas, and he is walloped right there by Steven Dix. The Marshall transfer in his first year here in Northwest Arkansas. It's been his first 2 years at FSU, then went to Marshall.
That's what happens when you drop into zone coverage. Eyes on the quarterback, reads it, sees the underneath route, and makes it now 4th.
Yeah, this is pretty much it right here for UAB. All chips in right now on 4th down. Backed up at the 25. Quick throw, wide side of the field, well done. First down as Cam Shanks comes up with the reception.
And Shanks does a good enough job of right now looking like he's going to run vertical. Look at his eyes. He looks up the field, forces the defensive back, TJ Metcalf, to back up enough, and then with that speed, hits it to the sideline, and then a perfectly thrown ball from Zeno as well on top of that. That's the speed of Shanks right there, threatening vertical and breaking it off.
Zeno 17 of 22 for 161 with 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Will throw again here. Dumps it off underneath. This catch is by Payne. And Payne still on his feet. Will have the first down with a second effort.
They got a good crew of tight ends and they rotate in there. Payne, thought about McDonald earlier as well. Not afraid to throw it to him. Just a sail concept, high-low into the flat. Flat defender wants to get some depth, throw it to the tight end in the flat to get a nice first down.
Zeno, career 70% completion mark. He was at 78% today. Handed off. This goes to Jacobs.
Quincy Rhodes Jr., 6'6", 280 pounds, number 97, one-on-one with the tackle, throws him off. This game far from over though, over 10 minutes ago, only a two-score game. Definitely need to walk away, Dave, with some points here if I'm UAB.
UAB had the football for 12.5 minutes in the first quarter, but Arkansas has evened up the time of possession battle. Big run coming from Brandon Hawkins Jr. as he is into Arkansas territory, out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Larry Worth the third will push him out of bounds.
And the right tackle, DJ Jones, leading up there. Look at the big man working all the way from right to left. Gets enough of the cornerback to allow his receiver on the end around to get north.
Gain of 23. First down and 10. Nice catch as Isaiah Jacobs inside the 30 down to the 26-yard line. Steven Dix with another tackle for the Hogs.
The funny thing is, watching the tape of UAB past 2 weeks and just really confused, like, what is your identity? What are you trying to do? We see wishbone, we see spread. I think it's fair to say they found their identity here this afternoon.
Jacobs, no room to run. Yeah, they've been pretty much one back all day today. Whether it's been offset from the quarterback or lined up in the pistol formation. We've seen 3 receivers almost all afternoon. A couple of two tight end sets. But none of that wishbone look.
Yeah, they'd get in the gun with the 3 running backs and a wishbone, and they were running a lot of counter, zone with 2 blockers, lead run, and then all of a sudden they would get to spread the next possession. It's like, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you doing too much? Are you putting too much on their plate? And that's what he said. He said, we need to decrease the playbook. Cluttered brains equals slow bodies. And right now, we're not seeing that at all from this offense here this afternoon.
So third down and 3. UAB 4 out of 12. They started 3 out of 3. So it has been a real struggle since that first quarter in moving the chains. Timeout on the field. UAB down 10.
SEC Network Football is presented by the new Fun 99 menu at Sonic. Live free. Eat Sonic.
UAB trying to hang tough here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. They are down 10. Trent Dilfer and his offense, they have played well, and on this drive have gotten it into field goal range, so you don't necessarily need to maybe go for it on 4th down. You still need that 3 down 10, obviously. We'll see what they have dialed up here on this drive. Zeno's 5 of 6 for 49 yards. They will run it off the left side. Lee Beebe Jr. Forward progress will spot him close to the line to gain, but he's going to be shy. Sorey, the first of many Arkansas players to finally stand up BB.
Yeah, I think if it would have been a no-gain situation, maybe you kick the field goal, but I think this close,
give it a shot, right? You got to have a yard.
Yeah, you can't get a yard, you can't win this football game.
Blazers 2 out of 2 on 4th down this afternoon. BB, he'll have it. That's a first down at the 21-yard line.
And they're just winning the battle up front. Brady Wilson, number 72, the center. Really good job winning his one-on-one battle. You see the double team from the left guard, 51 there, Townsend as well.
Isaiah Jacobs comes out wide to the near side. 4 receivers lined up on the right of the formation. 1 to the short side. Hogs rushing 4. Caught. Dallas Payne fighting for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown Blazers. 21-yard scoring strike. And the Blazers have a chance to cut this thing to 3.
Man, I love the pocket movement from Zeno. Feels a little pressure on the inside with the crossing. Bam, you see the TE on the outside, just moves a little bit, gets vision, throws a dart to his tight end Payne, and then Payne does the rest from there, getting his way into the end zone.
That is the 3rd touchdown pass for Zeno today. 21 out of 26 for 224 now. That point after was a line drive, low line drive, but it gets through the uprights. How about the Blazers on the road? hanging tough. Down 3, plenty of time left, just under 7 minutes to go. Our two head coaches, Sam Pittman on your right, Trent Dilfer on your left. Probably different moods at this point. Trent Dilfer thinking, hey, we got a chance to do something we haven't done but twice in our history, and the last time was in 04, and that's beat an SEC team. That was Mississippi State in 04. They also beat LSU in 2000. They've lost 22 straight to SEC schools. Still a long way to go. You're down 3, need some stops. This defense, though, been on the field a long time here, really since the beginning of the second quarter. How much gas do they have in the tank against this Arkansas offense? We'll find out here in a moment. Satania will let that one head into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Taylor Green, 10 out of 25 for 145 yards, no TDs and 1 pick. Running the football has been the calling card today for Arkansas, with 226 on the ground, 133 of that with their talented tailback, Jaquindon Jackson, who transferred in from Utah in the offseason to take over for Rocket Sanders.
Well, this is the point of the game where you would love to just melt away 6 minutes and 55 seconds running the ball.
Well, there's a flag, and boy, Green wasn't even ready for the snap. Flag on the far side, near side, in the backfield.
It's not the start you want. Ball snap with 2 guys in motion.
Before the snap, false start. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Jaquindon Jackson is your tailback on a first down and 15 from the 20. Extra rusher coming in. Green sees it, runs that way, gets the pass off to Armstrong, who has a first down. He'll pick up 17 yards and another reception for Andrew. That's number 8.
Oh, he wanted to throw the quick out route. Actually have a defensive end dropping into that spot. Good job not throwing it. Resetting his feet, getting outside, locating Armstrong to the right.
It's Michael Moore, the outside backer. That is down. Looks like cramp issue for him.
This defensive end's going to drop right to where he wants to throw it to the stick route to Haas. Doesn't force it. Stays behind the line of scrimmage. Nice play.
13 of the 26 passes thrown have been targeted for Andrew Armstrong. He has caught 8 of them for 137 yards.
Been one heck of a 2 weeks for Armstrong, staying busy. He's got to make up for missing the first week of the season. Had some catches to get those stats up.
Up to 18 receptions in the 2 games he has played thus far. The 5th-year senior out of Dallas, Texas, of course, Division II transfer. 56 catches last year. Led Arkansas in that department. Has now caught a pass in 30 straight games. And multiple receptions. This is the one that I'm impressed with. Multiple receptions in 25 straight games. Handoff Jackson, big hole. He'll be chased down, but not before he picks up 11. L.D. Cox finally runs him down. The defensive tackle, Tyjon Jones, had a chance to bring him down. But Jackson just too much of a load at 233 pounds.
I really like 22, man. Really do it. Both games heading into this one, you're like, man, how can you get him the ball as much as possible? And this offensive line really improved from a year ago as well.
This time Green will keep it. Nice little inside move, and he's into UAB territory around the 42-yard line. Joker Gill gets credit for the tackle, and some chirping going on, and a flag comes out. Both teams kind of barking at each other at the end of that play.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 31, 15-yard penalty, first down. This is number 31's first unsportsmanlike penalty of the game.
That'll drive Coach Trent Green nuts. You're in a 3-score game right now on the road, fourth quarter. This is when you got to keep your composure, not give away 15 free yards to your opponent.
That'll push the ball to the 27-yard line. Pressure comes. Green spins out of trouble, looking for some room. Flag is down in the defensive backfield as he gets it inside the 15-yard line.
There is no doubt that when 10 escapes the pocket, hold your breath because something crazy is about to happen.
There have been 9 penalties against UAB for 100 yards.
Defense, number 0. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
It's on OC Brothers.
I'm a little confused there. I don't know why it's half the distance.
52 seconds.
To the.
Thank you.
Right. I thought the gain was bigger than
Yeah, it should have been either penalty from the line of scrimmage or defensive hold on the run. That run may occur before the run started, but
Arkansas will take it. They're inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. That's penalty number 10 against the Blazers. Out of that I formation, Green hands it off to Jackson. Pick up a couple of hard-earned yards down to the 5. L.D. Cox, first one there, and for Arkansas, they can also, in this situation, continue to churn up seconds on that clock.
Slow it down a little bit. And they're going to get back to line of scrimmage and press the envelope.
They'll try to throw him, drop football, and Green able to just pluck it away at the last moment. Emmanuel Waller almost got there in time. And an injured Blazer will stop the clock at 3:58 to go.
You got to have strong hands as the quarterback. Put it in the belly of the running back, bring it back out. And the right elbow of Jackson knocks it out of the hands of Green.
All right, it's big Derek Shepard down, the 310-pound nose guard.
It's a big play right now. Third down, 3-point game. I mean, can you hold them to a field goal? And then UAB, who's
got a shot, right?
Got a shot. They got a shot. Big, big play. And we've seen this is the area of the field that Green has really struggled with his accuracy inside the red zone. Has missed some wide open receivers for possible touchdowns. And all of a sudden, in a 3rd and 9 situation, passing down, can he make the play with his arm?
So the big fella off to the sidelines under his own power, but a 3rd down and goal from the 9 coming up.
Well, I can bet they're going to find a way to see if they can get 2 matched up against someone. So defensively, how do you find a way to get 2 bodies on Andrew Armstrong? And then defensive line, can you contain Taylon Green here? Can you force him to be a passer? Don't let him get out to the outside. Use his athleticism to break down the secondary.
Do you just run something, flood the right to wide side of that field, and give Green some room to work one way or the other?
I don't like that. I like, let him have a full field read. If nothing's there, then he can break out, use athleticism.
They'll go 3 receivers to the wide side. Low snap. Green takes it himself. Touchdown. Nine-yard scoring scamper. May have just sealed it here in Fayetteville for the Hogs.
Luke Haas coming down. He's going to block. You're going to get Pooler from the outside, but takes number 9's initial block, and he's going one-on-one with a big defensive end, and he holds his own, seals the edge, gets the 2 around, and then it's off to the races for Taylor Green, who hits the sideline and finds the end zone for another touchdown.
Now Ramsey's point after is good. A big play for Arkansas on a 3rd and goal from the 9, getting late here in the 4th quarter. Green has 96 yards rushing today on 17 carries. They have run the ball to the tune of 268 yards. They're averaging over 7 yards a carry today.
Woo! But that goes back to what we talked about before. It's like, we want to double Armstrong on the outside. That is tough to do when you have a running game with a quarterback that's as effective as Taylor is. How big and physical Jackson is as well. An offensive line that's played really well for the first 3 weeks of the season. You have to put more numbers in the box, which is going to continue to give Armstrong and these receivers opportunities down the field. The next part of this offense is just Taylor Green taking his passing game to another level.
Seven plays, 75 yards. Of course, helped by a couple of really big penalties against UAB. Those 10 penalties they're going to look back on and obviously realize that's just too much on the road. What did Trent Dilfer say? We got to play almost perfect football on the road in this environment, and hard with 10 penalties to stay afloat. Well, UAB came on the road and had a field goal in the first quarter, then had a touchdown pass, led 10-0. And things were looking good. They also were up 17-3 at one point. Then Arkansas decided we're just going to play some physical football, running down your throats. They would end up being tied 20-20 at halftime, and then they came out of the locker room, scored on their opening drive, led by 10, 30-20 at the end of 3 quarters. And now they lead by 10 at 37-27 after that Green 9-yard touchdown run on 3rd down and goal. Here's Isaiah Jacobs. Jaden Johnson with another stop. But a nice 9-yard pickup out of the gates for UAB.
And we were interested to see, how does Arkansas come back after last week? Devastating loss on the road against Oklahoma State. Played better than them. Didn't come out with the victory. How do you respond in this kind of game? And it definitely was slow early on, and found a way to calm down on both sides and start making plays.
It's got to be hard. I mean, you tell me, but I mean, obviously you laid it on the line, thought you should have won last week. You dominated that game in so many areas. Then you see that UAB loses to ULM.
Yep.
The way they lost. So it's got to be hard to get that out of your mind as a player. Underneath toss to Thomas.
It is, no doubt about it. I mean, you start to, when you talk about, okay, the beauty of football is it's the next week. Let's start preparing. And you maybe take for granted the opponent you're going to play the next week in UAB. So maybe you watch that Oklahoma State film, not once, not twice, but maybe 3 times, maybe 4 times. You don't get over that in time to get ready for this game, and came out a little flat-footed.
Zeno this time trying to hit BB, but too hot for him to handle. So Arkansas, though, They'll have to get ready. They hit the road again. They go to Auburn. Look, this is their only home game in Fayetteville. Of course, they opened up in Little Rock, their second home, but they don't come back to Reynolds Razorback Stadium until October 5th against Tennessee. Quick throw to the outside. There's Malachi Holt Bennett, his third catch of the year. And the clock continues to tick. Approaching 2 minutes to go. The 2-minute timeout coming up. That will be the 2-minute timeout. We will step aside. Arkansas trying to close this one out and move on. They lead it by 10 with 2 to go.
Okay.
Well, a few folks dancing here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. 37-27, gorgeous day for football. Just a hint of fall in the air this morning. Temperatures in the low 80s today. Just gorgeous afternoon. It'll be nice to fly in here in the next month or so and the leaves start changing. Beautiful part of the country. As we have 2 minutes to go. First down and 10 for the Blazers. Down 10. Zeno over the middle, and that one is incomplete. He was trying to hit Dallas Payne. That'll stop the clock with 1:56. UAB, when they leave here, they will have a week off, and then they start their AAC play with Navy. And it's Tulane, Army, South Florida, Tulsa. That one's batted down at the line of scrimmage. It'll be third down. Landon Jackson. Well, we felt his presence all day today.
6'7", 280. You can't get to the quarterback. Get your hands up there. I mean, that's 8 feet right there with the arms up, able to knock it down. Still something that this Arkansas defense is going to have to figure out. How do you create pressure on quarterbacks going forward?
Andy Jackson, a second-team preseason All-American, first-team preseason All-SEC. Zeno ran right into 2 Razorbacks. It'll be fourth down and 7. Davier, first one there. Nico, I haven't mentioned his name much today. Get credit on that tackle. Big number 0 at 270 pounds out on the outside.
Arkansas really hasn't been bringing a lot of 5-6-man pressures. They've been relying really on their front four to try to create some havoc. Fourth and long situation. To see him bring a 5th defender, force Zeno to get the ball out of his hands.
Pressure comes. Zeno has his helmet ripped off. There are flags abound. They stop the play. Danico Slaughter. First one there, and certainly a scary scene when you think about what we saw earlier in this game with Brandon Buckhalter.
Face mask, defense number 3. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Well, they brought the pressure. This is what we've been waiting for. Bring the slot pressure from Slaughter.
Clock will be on the snap.
Just, once again, can't do that. Another scary situation right there with the helmet off.
Brandon Buckhalter, the wide receiver, had his helmet ripped off earlier in this game and got hit by a defensive player. A helmet into his side of his face, and then was driven to the ground, and his head was kind of compacted into the turf, was left on a stretcher. He's in the hospital right now. We have not gotten an update, by the way. I know his mom is with him in the hospital, but nothing from the UAB folks yet on his prognosis. Down the middle, this one's picked off. Intercepted by Arkansas. TJ Metcalf with his first interception of the season. And that'll do it for the Hogs. They will win this one by 10 with 54 seconds to go.
Oh, man, they had the touchdown. If they're able to block this up, receiver was wide open down the field. You're going to get a little bit of a corner post and watch it come wide open versus too high safety. Sells it, bam, he's open. And Zeno just does not feel good in the pocket. Ball flutters in the air. Really, I don't know if maybe got tipped from Landon. I think maybe Landon Jackson Once again, got a finger on that football. We're talking about a touchdown. Yeah, he does. Forty nicks it. What are you talking about? Possibly a one-score game and an onside kick coming up, Dave.
So UAB, no timeout, so this clock will just run out. Certainly not a pretty start for Arkansas. Give UAB a ton of credit, though, to come in here and kind of put it on the Hogs here in at least the first 15 minutes of the game. They totally dominated that first quarter. Had the football for 12.5 minutes, but again, I just think depth plays a big part in these kind of games, and UAB maybe just not enough. And Arkansas able to come away with this win behind a powerful running game. Takeaways from this one?
Arkansas, they got a good team. If they can get Green just a little bit more comfortable in the pocket, getting through his reads a little bit quicker, a little bit more accuracy, they got the playmakers. They had the running back, offensive line's improved. Got some talent at the receiving spot. I like where the defense is compared to last year. Just got to get that quarterback throwing the ball a little bit better, and they got a chance to create some momentum this season.
Trent Dilfer, Sam Pittman. Parting ways as Arkansas goes to 2-1. UAB will go to 1-2. Arkansas 427 total yards of offense today as we take a look at our Saturday MVP brought to you by Sports Clips. And of that 427 yards, 147 came from this guy, Mr. Jackson.
He's going to end up being one of the best running backs in the SEC this year. 230 plus pounds, but he runs and has the vision of a smaller running back. You put all that together, he's going to have a special season. Already's had an incredible start to the year.
3 100-yard games. Let's go down to Ashley.
All right, Coach, it's not how you started, it's how you ended. So what can you say about how your team responded in this second half?
Well, we responded well. We've got, obviously, there's a ton of things we have to do better when we go into SEC play. Give UAB credit. They had a really nice game plan. Their kids played extremely hard. We didn't play smart. We've got to be able to stop the run better. We've got to be able to throw the ball better. We'll have a week. We'll work on it this week. See if we can't get better this week. I believe we can.
The run game continues to do work for you guys. How special is Jaquindon Jackson?
Without it, we'd have been in trouble. So I was really proud of the runners, proud of the offensive line, how they opened holes for them. But we're going to get beat if we're one-dimensional. We got to be able to throw and catch it better.
All right, Coach. Thanks so much. Good luck next week.
Well, a big win for Arkansas. They win it by 10, 37-27. As time for us to get out of here. So for Ashley and Aaron, I'm Dave Neal saying so long from Fayetteville. Time for some more football. Let's get you to Lexington, Georgia, Kentucky. Tom Hart.